Now, I don't know if you did this, but as a youth, let me tell you a little bit about how I took girls on dates and how this applies. I call it dates because when you're young, if your parents have to drop you off, it's not a date. You might think it is. I know that there is some 15-year-old populace here who's been dropped off and went home, and their mother was like, and how was it? And that 15-year-old was like, it was cool, Mom. It was pretty cool. How's your afternoon? Try not to show the excitement because I don't want to share it with Mommy. Right now, here's the thing. Here's how I would do it. Here is how day 9 planned it out. I would never, ever want to go too far in a first date. Now, I know many of you watching are like, you know, in your 20s, and you're like, oh, I know what too far means. It means a very different thing when you are but a wee young idiot like I was. I remember, here was my thinking. I will go on 2 hangout times. I refuse to call it a date. 2 hangout times. And then what I will do is on the 3rd one, I will put my arm on her shoulder, and that's it. Not even around her, but on her shoulder. And the 4th time, then I can put it around her shoulder. I had build orders back then. These would be considered very passive build orders. They wouldn't even be considered long-term macro focused. I mean, seriously, this is like someone who walls himself in and builds turrets around, and then when he's mined out, he figures out where to lift and land. That was my build order. And I didn't know that this was so bad, right? And this all relates to Funday Monday because I see people who go early expand, turtle up, get a tank, move out, take a 3rd. Once they're set, then they start dropping. No, not the Butcher. The Butcher, were he to take a fine lady on a date in the movie theater, he wouldn't say, oh, I gotta watch 4 more movies before I touch her. Hell no. The Butcher would have directed the movie, and he would have been on screen and turned to her and been like, Felicity, I love you. And then, when she turns to him, he's right there, and he's like, he didn't even bring in a cigarette to the theater. It just appeared in his mouth for effect. And the smoke would curl right around his long, dashing, smoky eyelashes. And he'd go, I'm 15. I mean, I don't know. It really, all this, I have to stop and note that if he's too suave, it's actually illegal. So he's a 15-year-old, he's a director, he smokes, kind of edgy, not healthy for him. He's going to find out later on he shouldn't do that. But here's the thing. The Butcher isn't fucking around, alright? He's going for those Thors right off the bat. So here comes the starport. Now keep in mind, if you're doing a Funday Monday, I can't wait to have a child. I'm gonna raise him so well. Or her. Potato, potato. All I can hope is that at some point on the SATs, I'll be the guy that writes the analogy section. And it will be, Butcher is to medevac, and the answer will be, as 15-year-old is to illegal baller. That'll be the answer. I can't wait. I can't wait.